Okay guys, so today I'm doing this look. Dark eyes, dark lips, pretty gothy, you know, basic, but with a few different twists. So if you want to see how I did it, please keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is take a little bit of vanilla. It's just a white, kind of not too shimmery color. Gonna go ahead and put the vanilla under the brow. And I'm going to take the vanilla sort of under the brow and then all the way down to the crease right there. Okay, next I'm going to take Cork from MAC through the crease and a little bit above, so when the eyes open you can see that color above your eye. I'm going to take another clean 217 brush and blend that out. And I'm also going to take the Cork just a little bit under the eye, like that. And then just to make sure it's all blended, diffused really nicely. Now, on a bigger sort of flat brush, I'm going to take a gunmetal kind of gray color from NARS, though you might want to take a little bit of a tissue, stick it under your eye, because this is going to be very dark and it will get all over your face. So you should have something that looks relatively like this and is very frightening. Scary. Look at all of this. Ugh. Just don't try to do your foundation before you do this. Don't do that. Do your eyes first and then do your foundation, because I'm just gonna have to go back and do this all over again. What we're going to do now is take a little bit more of the Cork, blend the black line into your crease. Okay, so now this brush is really dirty. So then I'm going to take a 217 that is clean and blend that out. Then on a very tiny little brush, this is a MAC 228, I'm going to take more of that sort of dark, almost black color and put it all the way under the eye. And then just blend that line. And then you could stop here with the blending if you wanted to, but I'm just going to raise the black a little bit higher and then raise the Cork a little bit higher. Just so I'm pushing this big brow bone area that's sort of protruding. I want to push it back a little bit and make the eye seem bigger. So we're gonna just put a halo outside of it. A black satanic halo. And finally, I'm just gonna go back over the lid and press some of that black-ish shadow on top. And that will just make sure that it's completely black and not creasing or not patchy at all. Then just lightly blend out the edge. I'm gonna run over that with a 224. Any fallout you have, just clean it up with a makeup wipe. I find that if you try to just go over it with concealer, especially if it's black, if you just go over it with concealer or foundation, it's just gonna make it look gray and awful under your eye. Just take it off with a makeup wipe and then reapply your concealer. So I went ahead and did this eye. I also lined the waterline with a really dark black eyeliner. This is Feline from MAC. And then I just smudged it in with like a tiny little pencil brush. I also line the top of the lash line. Okay, go ahead and curl your lashes. Okay, I'm going to now mix two concealers together. This is NW20, NC15. If you blended your concealer too far up into your eye makeup and you want to blend it back down, just take a dirty brush and do that. So now I'm just going to take a little bit of my concealer and run it around the edges of my lips, just to make sure everything's really crisp and clean. So we're going to be putting a dark lip on. Putting a little bit of lip primer on. Now the liner that I'm going to use is called Vino. It's just a really dark kind of purpley color. It's more of a dark, winey kind of red. A burgundy thing. So I'm just going to go on and line my lips. Okay, so once you have your lips lined, go on and put any kind of lipstick that is dark and red over the top. I think I'm going to use this one, which is Dark Deed. It was from their Venomous Villain collections. It's a sort of a glossy brownish burgundy color. I'm going to use that on a 231 brush, which is a synthetic. It looks like a tiny 239. But it's synthetic, so it's really good for lipstick. It's very sharp. You really don't need to do liner if you've got symmetrical, perfect lips. I don't, so I have to do some liner. I also, just around the edges, cleaned up with concealer. You can probably see there. Like, you know, how it makes it kind of stand out. It makes it really sharp, so if you're creating a false lip line, it's really helpful. Okay, those are the lips. It's kind of a glossy thing, so there's a little bit of life in there and not so matte and dead looking. I'm gonna use a little bit of bronzer. I'm gonna use an angled brush and just like contour the cheekbone a little bit. Start at the ear and then come down, but don't lower it too far, especially if you have big, huge cheeks like me. You wanna put it sort of right here so that it's pushing that huge cheek thing in. Cheek thing. Cheek thing. And then I'm gonna take my sponge that still has like some concealer and whatnot left on it and just blend it out. Okay, so for the skin, I want it to be really kind of luminescent, like a shimmery pearl. So I'm going to use some of the High Beam highlighter from Benefit. It dries really quickly, so I would suggest using it on a fluffy kind of a brush and blending it out rather quickly, especially if you've got powder on your face, like I do. And you can build up the intensity, so I would say a little bit at first, and then start going insane with it. So I'm going to put a little bit into my tear duct area. Oh my. Okay, so now I'm just going to powder down the center of my face, sort of avoiding the areas where I, you know, put all that purposeful shiny stuff. even if you powder over that stuff, it's still gonna look luminescent, just not as luminescent, so. Okay, doke. You could totally leave it this way. I'm probably gonna put some glitter. Yeah, I'm gonna use this really old thing. It's like every color under the sun. It's just like really cheap looking. And I'm going to stick it in the inner corner. And it's finished. That's it. I'm done. You could wear lashes with this, but I just feel like it's not necessary. I have to go watch some TV. So I'm not gonna put lashes on. Sorry. To watch TV. I'm not gonna do that. But if you were going out, I would definitely suggest putting lashes on, possibly 36s from MAC if you really want to look flirty and gorgeous. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I should have used this. This is a really good alternative. Ooh, you should totally use this, actually. Okay, I'm going back over my lipstick. Last minute decision with Manic Panic's Blood Red lipstick because I love it, and I think that you will too because it's amazing. It makes it just a little bit brighter in the center, so like that. Okay, you're ready. Go to the club, bite some people, drink some absinthe. Have fun. Bring me with you. Goodbye.